Have you ever wondered how the vast Ottoman Empire, a powerhouse of its time, came to be? Our journey begins in the late 13th century in the small Anatolian town of Sogut. Here, a man named Osman I founded what was to become one of the most influential empires in history. Osman I, the empire's namesake, set in motion a legacy of expansion and conquest that would span continents. Under his rule and that of his successors, the Ottoman Empire rapidly expanded, its borders stretching across Asia, Europe, and Africa. This was a time of relentless conquest and unyielding ambition. Lands were claimed, cultures intermingled, and the foundations of a mighty empire were laid. From the steppes of Central Asia to the gates of Vienna, from the sands of Egypt to the shores of Algeria, the reach of the Ottomans was vast, and their influence profound. By the 15th century, the Ottoman Empire had become a dominant force, setting the stage for its golden age. Now, imagine an empire at the peak of its power, ruling over 3 continents. This was the Ottoman Empire during its golden age. The 16th century brought the Ottoman Empire to its zenith, under the reign of Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent. Suleiman's reign was marked by a series of military victories that expanded the empire's reach and influence. One of his earliest and most notable accomplishments was the capture of Belgrade in 1521. This victory was a significant strategic gain, providing the empire with a firm foothold in Europe and opening up new avenues for expansion. Next came the conquest of Rhodes in 1522. This island had long been a thorn in the empire's side, with its Knights Hospitaller often disrupting Ottoman naval activities. By taking Rhodes, Suleiman not only removed this nuisance but also asserted his dominance over the Mediterranean. Then came the Siege of Vienna in 1529. Though ultimately unsuccessful, this was a bold move by Suleiman, signifying the empire's capacity and ambition to challenge the formidable powers of Western Europe. But the golden age of the Ottoman Empire was not just about military conquests. This was also a time of remarkable cultural, architectural, and administrative advancements. Culturally, the empire became a melting pot of different civilizations. Persian, Arab, and Byzantine influences merged with Turkish traditions to create a unique and vibrant culture. This was reflected in the arts, literature, and music of the period. Architecturally, the empire left an indelible mark on the world. Masterpieces like the Süleymaniye Mosque in Istanbul bear testament to the architectural prowess of the Ottomans. Administratively, Suleiman introduced significant legal reforms, earning him the title the Lawgiver. His laws formed the backbone of the empire's legal system for centuries to come, balancing the rights and responsibilities of the ruler and the ruled. The golden age of the Ottoman Empire was a time of power and prosperity, but like all empires, it too would face challenges. What factors could possibly lead to the decline of such a powerful empire? A question that has been asked countless times by historians, and the answer to which lies in a complex web of factors that gradually weakened the mighty Ottoman Empire. Let's start with the economic issues. The empire's economic backbone was heavily reliant on constant territorial expansion. As the empire grew, so did its wealth, fueled by the spoils of war and new trade routes. However, when the empire's expansion slowed down in the late 17th century, so did its economic growth. The empire began to struggle financially, straining under the weight of its vast territories and the cost of maintaining a large standing army. Military defeats were another significant factor. The Battle of Vienna in 1683 was a turning point. The Ottomans' defeat marked the end of their territorial expansion into Europe and began a period of steady territorial loss. The Treaty of Karlowitz in 1699, where the empire was forced to cede significant territories to European powers, was a clear testament to this decline. Internally, the empire faced a plethora of issues. The Sultan's power was waning, the Janissaries, elite infantry units, were becoming increasingly unruly, and corruption was rampant. The once centralized power was disintegrating into a loosely connected network of provinces, each with its own interests and loyalties. Meanwhile, European nations were gaining strength, both economically and militarily. Their exploration and colonization of the New World opened up new trade routes, bypassing the Ottoman-controlled ones and leading to a significant loss in revenue for the empire. Despite efforts to modernize and reform, made evident by the Tanzimat reforms of the mid-19th century, the empire was unable to halt its decline. The reforms, though well-intentioned, were met with resistance from various factions within the empire, further exacerbating its internal conflicts. Despite efforts to modernize and reform, the empire was unable to halt its decline, paving the way for its eventual collapse. And so, the stage was set for the fall of the Ottoman Empire. But that's a story for the next scene. So, what was the final blow that led to the collapse of the once mighty Ottoman Empire? Picture this. It's the early 20th century, and the Ottoman Empire, already weakened by internal strife and external pressures, becomes embroiled in the world's first global conflict, World War I. The empire, eager to regain lost territories, joined the Central Powers. However, the gamble didn't pay off. The empire's military was stretched thin, and by the end of the war, they were on the losing side. As the dust of war settled, the victorious Allied forces began to carve up the Ottoman Empire. Territories were stripped away, leaving the once immense empire a mere shadow of its former glory. But from this fragmentation emerged a beacon of hope. Enter Mustafa Kemal Ataturk. A former Ottoman military officer, he rallied the Turkish nationalists against the Allied occupation. With determination and strategic prowess, he led a successful war of independence against the occupying forces. His vision of a sovereign Turkish state, free from the yoke of the Ottoman Sultanate, began to take shape. In 1923, he proclaimed the establishment of the Republic of Turkey, marking a new chapter in the region's history. The Sultanate was abolished, and the last Sultan, Mehmed VI, was sent into exile. The once vast Ottoman Empire had come to an end, giving birth to the modern nation of Turkey. From its humble beginnings to its spectacular rise and eventual fall, the Ottoman Empire has left an indelible mark on history. It started as a small state, blossomed into a global powerhouse during its golden age, then gradually declined, and finally collapsed. The empire's legacy, however, continues to resonate through the ages, shaping our modern world in ways both subtle and profound. And that's the fascinating journey of the Ottoman Empire, a testament to the ebb and flow of empires throughout history.